Doors are closing soon. This week is the end of this opportunity to step into the online course, Your Marriage is Your Ashram. Can I tell you how many therapists have enrolled in this? 6 so far, as well as lots of non-therapists. But the response from therapists has been shocking and overwhelming, and really delighted to have these women in this space. And I know that part of it is because these issues in our couples work as clinicians are challenging to work with. When couples feel stuck, when one person's stuck, when the couple is stuck, and how to move them forward. And therapists are trying to find tools to use that will help accelerate and amplify what they are doing. So it just thrills me to no end to have clinicians in here who can transform themselves and then use that transformation with their own clients as well, because that's really what this whole thing is about, right? Because if you're not right with yourself, with your relationship, everything's off. Everything's off. It's the center of the wheel of your life, right? So delighted to have you here. We have just a couple more days, hours maybe at this point, that the doors are going to be open. So if you've been waiting, now's your time. Doors are going to close. And I don't know, honestly, when I'm going to reopen this offering. So if now's your time, get it. I want to talk a little bit about week 5 in the course. So I've been writing and talking to you about some of what we will be covering in this online course. And week 5 is a big one. It's an hour and 45-minute training about sex and intimacy. And I am an AASECT certified sex therapist. Sex therapy is something I've been doing for a while now. And it's really core to your work with couples, right? Most couples therapists don't even have, maybe one class in sex. And sex is such a big, I don't want to say issue, but it's just a big part of our life as married people, as committed people, as people in the variety of relationships that we're in intimately with people. And so one of the things I want to share with you in week 5 that I talk about, and I coined this term, as far as I know, I'm like, maybe it was downloaded from the ether, but years ago, I started talking about how sex is a playground. And I thought about this metaphor because remembering when my son was small and I would drive to the playground, right? And you drive up to the playground, you say, get out, go have fun. And the point of the playground was to go have fun, to go connect, right? If he was meeting a friend there, to play, to have pleasure, right? Which is true in our sex life too, right? Like your sex life is a playground. So there's play that happens there. Go have fun. There's pleasure. There's what I call pairing, right? Assuming that you're being intimate with one person and not multiple people. This program is geared towards more monogamish couples. So there's pairing that goes on. And then for some, in certain times of life, there's procreation. And so I talk about the 4 P's of your playground in your sex life: pairing, pleasure, play, and procreation. And if you think about this playground metaphor, for those of you who've ever taken a child to the playground, you know that if you start telling the child to do it in a certain way, go up the ladder, go across the bouncy bridge, go down the slide, it takes the play and pleasure out of it. If I start dictating to my son when he was little, you need to play over here. You need to do this. He'd be like, I don't want to do that. Well, you have to. But how often does that happen, right, in our intimate life? That it has to go a certain way. And if it doesn't go a certain way, somebody's feelings get hurt. And you don't want to play on that side. You actually want to go to the tire swing. But it's not okay to go to the tire swing. That's not an option. It's not on the menu. And so when we, can think about our intimate life in different ways, wow, does it open up the doors? Because if there's not that pleasure and play, which is what I see most often with couples, is that they've lost the pleasure and play. that for many women, and not exclusively, and this is true for men as well, it feels like an obligation or a chore, or it's not about my pleasure. And so many women as well don't have a relationship with their own pleasure. And now I'm not even talking about sexually. Pleasure in terms of how they care for themselves, the pleasure of the kind of clothes that they wear, or enjoying the beauty outside, or lotions that they put on their body, on your body, right? How it is that you, as a woman, are in relationship with pleasure, with taking a nap, with, having a beautiful tea mug that you like to drink out of for your pleasure. And then expanding that into your intimate life, into the bedroom, into however it is that feels good for you. And again, if I don't have a relationship with myself and pleasure, it is going to be incredibly hard for me to open the door and have a relationship with my partner in pleasure, right? Everything starts here. And you know that by now if you've been following me for any period of time. And so week 5, we spend a lot of time diving into parts of intimacy and sex that, quite frankly, I've had women tell me are revolutionary. And a piece of that too is learning how to talk about sex and intimacy like it's no big deal. Because yes, it's a beautiful, and for some people, they feel like it's very sacred, and it's part of who we are as human mammals. We reproduce, we have sex, we have sexual desire. Those are, and if you have children, they are sexual animals too. That's another conversation. So in week 5 of this 8-week online course, you will be getting so much information, and it's a module that a lot of my women in my private mentoring program watch with their partners. And their partners, I had a couple emails come in from husbands who were like, that was so helpful and so non-shaming. Yeah, shame and sex don't go very well together. So if you have been interested in dipping into this opportunity, now is your time. Doors are going to be closing within 24 hours, I think, from when this message is going to be landing in your inbox. So very soon. So now is the time. Would love to have you. I have so many great bonuses, and I might be rolling out one more bonus tomorrow. I'm making the logistics work on my end, but we will be doing an exclusive private Q&A call on March 23rd. For all of the women who are in this online course, so that you can ask me questions and I can help support you in your continued growth. So super excited to have that as a bonus, as well as several other things. So check out our bonus list. And I look forward to having you in this community of women. It's really going to be amazing. So look forward for my final message tomorrow. We're getting close to the end of our opportunity. So if now's your time,